What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video of a Russian guy bringing you the most latest and interesting news from inside Russia. Now, a lot of people were telling me in the comments that Russia in the 90s were at a terrible state. Nobody could afford anything. Everything was very expensive. The mortgages were unbelievable. But one person, and that one person, the president, Vladimir Putin, has changed all of that for good in the 2000s. But the main bank of Russia, Sberbank, has raised the mortgages to the levels of the beginning of Putin's presidency, which means when he became president, the mortgage rates were horrible and nobody could really afford to buy themselves an apartment or a house. But that all has gone down to the same level. In Vladimir Putin's fifth term, loans for purchasing real estate have become inaccessible to Russians as they were in the 2000s. So Russia has went back in time only a little bit, only 25 years back. This is the evidence of the Russian bank called Sberbank announcing on Friday to increase the minimum mortgage by 3.5%, which means the interest rates for a mortgage in Russia, the minimal one is 28.1%. Now, the people are going to be complaining to me about their interest rates in other countries. You guys got to calm down because 28.1%. Can you imagine this? Now, the details of this is that the minimum rate of the secondary market, so if you buy a house or an apartment of somebody else and you want to take out a mortgage, it's going to cost you 28.1%. And for the new housing, 28.4%. But that is what the Central Bank of Russia has set. And obviously, the Russian banks are offering higher percentage, just a little bit, by 0.2, 0.3%, which is coming really close to 30%. This only tells us that the Russian economy is completely screwed because the last time this bank gave housing loans at such a huge rate was back in the 2000s, which was 25 years ago, and this is how Russia is right now. It literally is going back in time. Now Russia has hit the times of 2000s, basically after the Soviet Union collapsed, nearly the really bad times of the 2000s. It's over here once again. And what's interesting is that this is actually the third increase of the mortgage rate since October. So it's going up very, very quickly. And the reason for the rapid rate in such a huge growth in it is the cost of borrowed money at the central bank's key rates, which has risen from 16 to 21% since mid-July. In this way, the financial regulator is trying to stop the inflation that has accelerated due to the war and prevent the economy from overheating. So basically, they're trying to plug everything in so that somehow they could stop the inflation, which is very, very unsuccessful. No more affordable houses in Russia whatsoever. Now, before I get into another topic, today we're having a very economical video just to tell you how screwed the Russian economy is. In reality, is to tell you guys to subscribe to this awesome channel called SKIRMISH. I watch them myself. There's a lot of interesting content that you could definitely find for yourself. Make sure to go over there and tell them that you're from Sanctioned Ivan and say hello, how you doing? The links are going to be in the description, so don't miss out a new and awesome channel. I hope they get to 1,000 subscribers very, very soon. Thank you very much for subscribing to them and subscribing to my channel and hitting the like on the video. Let's get to the next topic. The Russian economy, like I said, is doing amazing. Now, $1 literally costs 100 rubles, which makes it a bit easier for me to do price comparison videos because I don't have to be like, so how much is going to be 95 multiplied by 50? Now I could just be like 100 rubles is $1, so $50 is 5,000 rubles. Very easy, very simple, Very nice. But in reality, this is not good news for the Russian citizens. And the simple answer to it is because most of the stuff that people consume and buy, electronics, foods, a lot of that stuff is imported. And when you import goods, you use US dollars. So prices of foods are going to be going up. Prices of electronics are going to be skyrocketing. Fill all that up with the prices of the mortgages, you are waiting for a huge disaster to happen very, very soon. Are we going to be seeing the default of Russia? Is it coming around the corner? I would love to hear your opinion in the comments. But this is not the only thing. The dollar may soon soar up to 150 rubles per $1. And this is what one of the financial people are saying in Russia. In his opinion, this will happen because Trump promises to lower the price of oil to 40% per barrel. As a result, the Russian budget may face serious problems. Obviously, if the US lowers down the price of oil, it could really, really not help out the Russian economy because most of the Russian exports is oil, as you guys know. And the Russian economy is very dependent of oil. So if he does such a thing, Russia is going to be having very, very tough times coming along the way right now. We've talked about the mortgages. We told you that the mortgage interest rates are incredibly crazy right now in Russia. So it's very unaffordable to purchase a house or an apartment. But then at the same time, a lot of you might be saying, Ivan, are you stupid or what? Like, get out of the basement. Nobody buys stuff anymore. You could just rent yourself an apartment. But rents in the Moscow city center have skyrocketed by 50 to 60% in 1 year. Can you imagine that? 50-60% price increase for the rents. So the leaders of growth, this is some Moscow districts that I'm going to be talking about. Zamoskvorechye is 65% up, where a one-bedroom, 35 square meter apartment will cost 116,000 rubles, which now, thanks to the Russian economy, is very easy to calculate, which is 1,160 US dollars. Also, Krasnoselsky added 53%. Now you can rent an apartment there for 86,000 rubles, which is 860 rubles. And most of the places are literally like 90, 80,000, 100,000 rubles, which is $900, $800, $1,000. You might be thinking, well, Ivan, what are you talking about? This sounds really cheap. In the United States, you will not be able to get yourself anything. You'll be living in a shack. And all that type of stuff. You know, a lot of people like to comment about this, and they say that no matter what you say, the prices are cheap. We watch a bunch of American YouTubers living in Russia showing how cheap everything is, but they forget to take into the consideration that an average salary in Russia is somewhere from like $300 to $600. So you can imagine how impossible it is for an average Russian citizen to be renting out an apartment in Moscow in the city center so that he would be able to go ahead, get to work quickly, and doesn't have to take a bunch of trains to get over there. Yes, prices are going up. The economy is quickly crumbling. It's being destroyed, and we will have to see in the upcoming months what sort of things that the US will do, which will probably harm Russian economy even more. And to the latest and the last news, to contain the rise of gasoline prices in Russia, because gas prices in Russia are just incredibly large for the fact that, you know, Russia gets a lot of oil. The government continues to pay oil companies from the budget. They're literally trying to hold the prices down so that the Russian economy doesn't get destroyed. They're using this damper technique where they throw in a bunch of money to the oil companies so that they could hold down the prices just a little bit. But this doesn't really help the oil companies whatsoever. At all. Whatsoever. It's not really helping them out at all. it's very hard to hold down the prices this way. And the thing is, the gas prices in Russia are going to skyrocket very soon as well. So what do we have here? We have insane mortgage prices. We have insane rent prices. We have insane ruble to dollar exchange ratio, and everything is done in dollar by trade and imports and stuff like that. And all of this, right? All of this just shows us that the economy of Russia is literally hanging by a little hair. There has to be a miracle happening for something to change, but every single day the Russian economy is just getting worse and worse, and we will just have to see. I'm not a professional. I cannot predict anything, but from all the information that I have gathered from multiple sources are showing us the light of the reality. How long will the regime work out for? I don't think it's going to be very, very long, because soon enough, the Russian citizens will have nothing else to lose than try to change something inside of Russia. Thank you very much for watching this little short video that I have made for you. I hope you found that informative. I would really appreciate it if you could support the channel by subscribing, liking, and if you want to support me even more, you can even check out my Ko-fi page where you could support the channel and my Patreon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Skirmish channel. Check them out. Give them some love. Maybe you'll enjoy the content over there. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching and stay safe.